Hi everyone. Today my class goes with the quinolones. Quinolones are antibiotics which are used in many infections like respiratory tract infections, urinary tract infections, and sexually transmitted disease like gonorrhea. So quinolones are antibiotics which are used for gram negative and gram positive organisms. So these are synthetic antimicrobials, and especially these are bactericidal which kills the bacteria. Primary gram negative bacteria, it's most actively act on gram negative bacteria. So there are four general classification of fluoroquinolones. First generation drugs have minimal effects. So these drugs are not used because of its toxic nature. It's not used or not recommended regularly nowadays. The drug is nalidixic acid, and second generation quinolones have increased gram negative and systemic activity. Example is ciprofloxacin. Third generation have expanded activity against gram positive bacteria and atypical pathogens. Example is levofloxacin. Fourth generation, only one drug, torofloxacin. I think so. This is also withdrawn from the market, which was discovered in 1999 for novel treatment of MRSA, that is methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus. Because of its toxic liver toxicity and death, it is withdrawn from the market. Coming to the classification and spectrum of activity. First generation of quinolones, nalidixic acid, gram positive but not pseudomonas, and second generations drugs like ciprofloxacin, norfloxacin, terifloxacin, ofloxacin includes both gram negative and gram positive bacteria and some atypicals also against. And third generation are levofloxacin, sparofloxacin, moxifloxacin, getifloxacin, lomifloxacin. Same as second generation, it is active against gram positive and gram negative. Fourth generation, trovafloxacin, same as the third generation, and also cover the anaerobic bacteria. This is the structure of nalidixic acid. It is the first generation of quinolones, which was composed of carbonic acid, acetylene, nitrogen, and at position 6, if you see the ciprofloxacin second generation at position 6, F indicates the fluorine. At that attachment of fluorine, the most effective synthetic antimicrobials of fluorine, that is fluoroquinolones, are introduced. So what is the spectrum of activity of first generation quinolone? It is gram negative, especially coliforms, also against E. coli, Proteus, Klebsiella, Enterobacter, and Shigella. So these drugs are bactericidal antibiotic. Concentration of free drug in plasma and most tissue is non-therapeutic for systemic infections. The therapeutic concentration attained in urine and gut lumen are lethal to common urinary pathogens and diarrhea causing coliforms. So come to therapeutic uses of nalidixic acid. It is first generation of quinolone. It's used in urinary antiseptic. So we are going to discuss what is this urinary antiseptic, and also used in diarrhea caused by coliforms, especially norfloxacin. Ciprofloxacin is preferred, and this is also used from years as a for respiratory tract infections. So what is this? Coming to the what is the drawback of lactic acid when compared with the fluoroquinolone? That is low potency, low spectrum of activity, and rapid development of bacterial resistance, limited therapeutic utility. So this first generation quinolone is no longer used. Coming to the chloroquinolones. Chlorination of quinolone, structure at position 6, and piperazine substitution at position 7 result of fluoroquinolones. This is very important in therapeutic treatment. So what is the difference between first generation and second generation is these fluoroquinolones are highly potency, expanded spectrum, broad antimicrobial activity, slow development of resistance, better tissue penetration, and good tolerability, used for wide variety of infections. I have already told in the first slide, this can be used in wide variety of infections, in respiratory tract infections, in urinary tract infections, in typhoid fever, in gonorrhea, in osteomyelitis infections, so bone marrow infections, so many infections. This is a drug of choice. Again, coming to the classification, you already discussed this. First generation and second generation, ciprofloxacin, norfloxacin, orfloxacin, perifloxacin. Second generation, levofloxacin, lomifloxacin, moxifloxacin, sparafloxacin, genifloxacin, and fluofloxacin. What is the spectrum of activity? Means what is where we can use, again, is the gram positive in which organism and gram negative in which organism. I think in a nutshell I told this in the first previous slides only. Older generation with more poor activity and new fluoroquinolones with enhanced potency. It is against methicillin susceptible Staphylococcus aureus, Staphylococcus pneumoniae group, and Viridin streptococci, and it is also against Enterococcus species, but it is limited activity. Gram negative. It is also used against all the gram negative organisms like E. coli, Klebsiella, Salmonella typhi, Klebsiella, Proteus, Shigella, influenza. Pseudomonas aeruginosa, it's a significant resistance has emerged. So ciprofloxacin, orfloxacin, best activity we can say with this. All fluoroquinolones have excellent activity against Legionella, Hemophilia, which is drug of choice, and Clindamyia species and Mycoplasma species. Spectrum of activity against the anaerobes. So tofafloxacin has adequate against bacterioid species and other bacteria like Mycobacterium tuberculosis and bacteria anthrax. Against these two bacteria also we can use this fluoroquinolones. So coming into the nutshell, this is a cell, and what are the drugs and what are the antibiotics we can go with. Again, is a cell wall. Just see the picture. So quinolones, if you see this DNA and mRNA. So it's quinolones and fluoroquinolones are just inhibiting the DNA guidage, RNA polymerase. And cell wall, you can see this penicillins, cephalosporins, monobactams, carbapenems. These are the inhibit the cell wall synthesis and folic acid synthesis by trimethoprim and sulfonamides. And chloramphenicol. Just look of this picture with protein synthesis 30 inhibitors, tetracyclines, streptomycin, all aminoglycosides, and with 50 S, this is erythromycin, chloramphenicol, clindamycin, etc. These are the structure replication with antibiotics clinically targeted. So bacteriostatic, cidal. I think so you people know now what is a static and what is a cidal. Select, just see the select sulfonamides, erythromycin, linezolid, ethambutol, chloramphenicol, tetracycline, clindamycin. Select C. These are the drugs with static C. Cidal, all the drugs including your quinolones at the present topic, penicillin, cephalosporins, aminoglycosides, vancomycin, quinolones, rifampicin, metronidazole, isoniazide, cotrimoxazole. So coming to the mechanism of action, I already told this mechanism of action in that figure only. So quinolones target bacterial DNA, gyrase and topoimerase 4. So coming to particularly gram-negative bacteria will just enhance this DNA gyrase. In gram-positive, topoisomerase 4. So in mammalians, especially mammalian cells, topoisomerase 2 low affinity for fluoroquinolones inhibited by quinolones only at such higher concentration. So low toxicity to the host cells. So this is a picture of showing the gram-negative and gram-positive action of fluoroquinolones. DNA gyrase in gram-negative bacteria, topoisomerase 4 in gram-positive bacteria, inhibition of DNA strands and blocks the bacterial synthesis, and this is the bactericidal action of fluoroquinolones in both gram-negative and gram-positive bacteria. Coming to the pharmacokinetics, these drugs are rapid oral absorption, high tissue penetration, concentration in lungs, sputum, muscle, bone, prostate, and phagocyte extended with the plasma. CHF and aqueous levels are low, excreted in urine. Urinary and biliary concentration is 10 to 50 folds higher than the plasma. Excreted in urine, dose adjusted for the renal failure patients. Except this perifloxacin, moxifloxacin, which was metabolized in liver, should not be used in hepatic failure patients. A small doses regarding this fluoroquinolones. If you want to take this 200 to 400 mg every 12 hours of perfloxacin, 400 mg every 12 hours for norfloxacin and perifloxacin, 250 to 750 mg every 12 hours for ciprofloxacin, 50 mg OD levofloxacin, 400 mg OD lamifloxacin, 200 to 400 mg OD for sparafloxacin, 320 mg OD for gemifloxacin. So what is the distant microbiological features of ciprofloxacin than other? So we are taking the ciprofloxacin as a prototype drug, and we are going to discuss in detail about the ciprofloxacin. so bactericidal activity and high potency, relatively long post-antibiotic effect on Enterobacteria, Pseudomonas and Staphylococci bacteria, low affinity of mutation resistance, low propensity to select a plasmid type of resistant mutants, protective intestinal Staphylococci and anaerobes are spared, active against many beta-lactam and amino-glycoside resistant bacteria, less active at acid pH. So these are the silent features or the microbiological features of cephalosporin, which is a drug of choice for in many conditions of infections. Coming to the cephalosporin. Cephalosporin is effective in a broad spectrum range of infections because of its wide spectrum bactericidal activity, oral efficacy and good tolerability. It is being extensively employed for empirical therapy of many infections or any infections. Should not use it for minor cases, especially for minor cases or where gram-positive organisms are anaerobe or primarily causative. In severe infections, the therapy may be intimated by IV fusion and then switch over to oral route. So what are the therapeutic uses of ciprofloxacin? So this is used for the respiratory tract infections, but high cure. It shows very high cure rates even in complicated cases and those with indwelling catheters, nothing but which was permanently catheters or needles which are fixed in the person's body. It is indwelling catheters. Prostate have been achieved. Comparative trials have reported the highest success rates with cotrimoxazole. Chronic Pseudomonas infections response less completely. And coming to the gonorrhea, sexually transmitted disease. This is a sexually transmitted disease. Initially, 500 mg dose was nearly 100% curative in ppNG, nothing but Pennsimius producing Neisseria gonorrhea infections, but cure rate was declined due to emergency of resistance. It is no longer the first line drug used nowadays. Chancroid, nothing. This is where the ulceration of lymph nodes in Gorin area. 500 to 500 mg BD for 3 days is the second treatment for alternative to ceftriaxone, azithromycin. Bacterial gastroenteritis, currently most commonly used drug for empirical therapy of diarrhea. However, it should be reserved for severe cases due to Shigella, Salmonella infections. Cephalosporin can be reduced stool volume in cholera. Next, it is used for the typhoid. Cephalosporin, one of the drug of choice for the typhoid fever, since chloramphenicol, ampicillin, and cotrimoxazole have been unreliable due to the development of resistance. See, in India and elsewhere, up to 95% of Salmonella typhi isolates were sensitive to cephalosporin. However, increasing number of unresponsive cases have been reported. It can be treated with third generation cephalosporins like ceftriaxone, ceftriaxone, and cefiperazone, commonly used. Ciprofloxacin was given in a dose of 750 mg BD for 10 days. Patients unable to take orally may be treated with 200 mg IV for 12 hours in the beginning. For typhoid, What is the advantages of ciprofloxacin? It's a quick difference. Fever usually subsides in 4 to 5 days, but make longer no. These are low incidence of complications and relapse. Prevention of carrier state due to cidal action, good penetration into the affected cells, high biliary and intestinal mucosal concentration. So, this is also used to treat typhoid carriers. The dose of 750 mg BD for 4 to 8 weeks. It is found that to achieve 92% eradication, rapid compared to 50% of ampicillin. So nowadays, this is a drug of choice for typhoid fever. Coming the treatment with the typhoid, this I have a look of this optimal therapy and alternate therapy. Susceptibility and antibiotic, so daily doses, days, antibiotic and daily doses and days. So coming to the optimal, so it is a combination of full sensitive fluoroquinolones, Cipro or ofloxacin for 15 mg for 5 to 7 days, and multi-drug resistance. If it is a resistance, we can go with fluoroquinolone or cefixime. It is a third generation cephalosporins with 15 to 20 mg for 5 to 7 days, or cefixime 15 to 20 mg for 7 to 14 days. If it is a quinolone resistance, azithromycin or ceftriaxone can be used. And alternate treatment, we can go with the chloramphenicol, amoxicillin, and also azithromycin, cefixime. Coming to the bone, soft tissue, gynecological and wound infections caused by resistant staphylococci and gram-negative bacteria responds to ciprofloxacin. High cure rate have been obtained in osteomyelitis, nothing but a bone infection which was selected only for long bones are infected, FEMA, and joint infections, and also prolonged treatment for 6 to 8 weeks with high dose of 750 mg per BD is required. Used along with clindamycin and metronidazole to cover the nerves. It is drug of choice, a drug for diabetic foot also. Coming to the respiratory tract infections, ciprofloxacin should not be used as a primary drug because of pneumococci and staphylococci have low and variable susceptibility. However, it can treat with Mycobacterium, Shigella, H. influenza. So, several second generation fluoroquinolones have become available for the treatment of pneumonias and chronic bronchitis. Coming to the tuberculosis, this is a second line treatment which is used as a component of the combination chemotherapy against multi-drug resistance. Recently, even chloroquine resistant TB has been arisen. In gram-negative septemias, parenteral ciprofloxacin has been combined with the third generation cephalosporins for an aminoglycoside is a drug of choice. In meningitis, though penetration in CSF is very poor, ciprofloxacin has been successfully used in gram-negative bacteria meningitis, especially that occur in immunocompressed patients like HIV patients, TB patients, most with CSF stents. Prophylaxis. So this is prophylaxis. You can use it in neuropathic and cancer and other suspected patients. This drug can be used for the prophylactic treatment. And conjunctivitis, which was caused by gram-negative bacteria. Topical therapy is effective. So this is fluoroquinolone's use of and route. This is a bactericidal. We can give in oral or IV for infections of bone, joints and soft tissues. Ophthalmic infections also can be used in respiratory infection, inhaled anthraxia and mycobacterial like TB. It is also used for GI and abdominal infections, prostate, urinary tract infections and STD. What is the mechanism? Inhibit DNA gyrase and topoisomerase. It is a bactericidal. And adverse effects: tendon rupture. So it should not be given below the age of 18. Pregnancy, seizures, prolonged QT, dizziness, confusion, photosensitivity. This is a picture of showing the uses, mechanism of action, adverse drug reactions, everything in one picture. Coming to the adverse effects, generally safe drug as usually, but nausea and vomitings are common with all the drugs. Abdominal discomfort and bad taste. Coming to the CNS, headache, dizziness, hallucinations, delirium, and seizures have occurred predominantly in patients receiving theophylline or any NSAIDs. Hypersensitive reactions including photosensitivity. You can also see tendinitis and tendon rupture, especially with weight-bearing joints. With the chronic, when you are taking chronic use of ciprofloxacin, we can see this type of ADR. Arthropathy in immature animals, nothing but breakdown of cleavage. It's called arthropathy. It is also contraindicated in children. QT prolongation, you can see with sparafloxacin, jetafloxacin and moxifloxacin. Caution: use in patients who are taking drugs that are known to prolong QT intervals like tricyclic antidepressants, thiazolidine, class 1 antiarrhythmics. So these drugs, because of this toxicity, is withdrawn from the market. Jetafloxacin, hypoglycemia, tamifloxacin, immunohemolytic anemia, rofloxacin, that is 4th generation, hepatotoxicity, gremifloxacin, cardiotoxicity, and clinafloxacin, photosensitivity. These drugs are withdrawn from the market. Coming to the drug interactions, NSAID may enhance the CNS toxicity of fluoroquinolones. NSAIDs and sulfur factor and iron salts reduce the absorption of fluoroquinolones. Another drug is norfloxacin. It's less potent than ciprofloxacin. So the minimum inhibitory value for most gram-negative are 2 to 4 times higher. Many Pseudomonas and gram-positive organisms are not inhibited. Moreover, it attains low concentration in tissues which are non-therapeutic, unchanged drug as well as metabolite as excreted in urine, and it is mainly used for urinary and genital tract infections. Given for 8 to 12 weeks, it is treated with a for chronic upper respiratory urinary tract infections. It is also good for bacterial diarrheas. Norfloxacin is not recommended for respiratory and other systemic infections. Other drug is levofloxacin, which is preferred for the meningeal infections. It is highly metabolized partially to norfloxacin, which contributes to the activity. So it is a methyl derivative of norfloxacin, which is more lipid soluble and completely absorbed orally and attains high plasma concentration. Ofloxacin, which is less active than ciprofloxacin against gram-negative bacteria, but equal or potent against gram-positive ones and certain anaerobes. It is good against Chlamydia and myoplasma. It is alternative drug for nonspecific urethritis and atypical pneumonia caused by Chlamydia trachomatis. It is also inhibit tuberculosis and can be used in resistant cases of TB. Ofloxacin is high active against leprae. So in leprosy you can use this. This has been used as an alternative in multi-drug therapy regimes. Ofloxacin is comparable to ciprofloxacin therapy of systemic and mixed functions infections. It is suitable for chronic bronchitis and other respiratory and ENT infections. It is also used in chlamydia urethritis as an alternate drug. Coming to the other group of drug, it is important in this group, that is levofloxacin. It is active against levo in the isomer of ofloxacin, having improved activity against streptococci and other gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria, and also some moderately susceptible to anaerobes. Oral bioavailability of levofloxacin nearly 100%. Oral or IV doses are similar. It's mainly exchanged and unchanged in urine, and single dose is sufficient because of lower elimination and high potency. So thiophylline, warfarin, cyclosporin and zerobidin. Pharmacokinetics has been found to remain unchanged during levofloxacin treatment. It is mainly used for community acquired pneumonia and chronic bronchitis. It is also been high cure rates has been noted in sinusitis, prostate and other urinary tract infections and skin and soft tissue infections. Levofloxacin, because of its high incidence of photosensitivity and QT prolongation, it is withdrawn in USA and other countries. It is available in India, though infrequently used. Sparofloxacin, another second generation quinolone, enhances the activity of gram-positive bacteria. These major indications include pneumonia, chronic bronchitis, sinusitis, and other ENT infections. It is, however, frequently caused phototoxicity reactions and should be cautioned and could not go under the sun. Because of prolonged, you can see this prolonged QT interval has been noted in 3 patients and 3% recipients. Fatal arrhythmias can occur in taking patients other QT prolongation drugs concurrently. These have been continued in many other countries, including USA, and the dose is 200 to 400 mg oral OD orally. Moxifloxacin, long-acting second generation fluoroquinolone having high activity against staphylococcus pneumoniae and other gram-positive, including beta-lactam and macrolide-resistant ones and other anaerobes. It is most important fluoroquinolone against tuberculosis, Mycobacterium tuberculosis, bacterial topoisomerase IV, topoisomerase 4 is the major target of action. Moxifloxacin is primarily used for pneumonias, bronchitis, sinusitis, otitis media. It's infection in the ear. It is which efficacy is comparable to beta-lactam antibiotics. So what are the side effects are similar to this fluoroquinolone? That is, should not be used in patients predisposed to seizures and also QT interval. Photosensitivity occurs rarely. The dose is 400 milligrams OD. Cetifloxacin is second generation high affinity for bacterial topoisomerase IV. Topoisomerase 4 was frequently used for gram-positive coccal. However, it is used QT interval arrhythmias. It causes the QT interval arrhythmias, photosensitivity, and unpredictable hypoglycemia. So it is banned in India since 2011. Another gemifloxacin, another broad spectrum QT, active against anaerobes, gram-positive bacteria, and some anaerobics also inhibited. This is commonly used in community acquired pneumonia and other acute bronchitis. This is a picture of showing this fluoroquinolone dose and preferred uses. Just have a look of this picture. Norfloxacin 400 ODBD 400 milligrams in urinary tract infections and bacterial diarrheas. Ciprofloxacin 250 to 750 mg/BD UTI in typhoid and bacterial diarrheas and gonorrhea, etc. Ofloxacin 200 to 400 mg/BD tuberculosis, leprosy, atypical pneumonia, and other infections. And levofloxacin in community acquired pneumonia with a dose of 500 mg/OD. Cetifloxacin and moxifloxacin in community acquired and bronchitis and gonococcal infections. So to conclude, these drugs are rapid bacterial activity, high potency, long post-antibiotic effect, low frequency of resistance, frequently preferred, effectively decreases infection load in the community. Thank you. Stay safe, stay home.